Hey everyone, I have a restoration blog today. Well, most of the stuff I have is about synthesizers, but I also have my Commodore equipment as well. I like having the Commodore computers, they have interesting sound chips on them. Commodore 64 stuff you've already seen a little bit about, but I've also got Commodore Vic20s, and I wanted to actually put one a little bit more permanently in the studio. The one I've been using is great, it works, but cosmetically it hasn't been the nicest. I had two other parts machines available. One of them had a mint case on it, and the other one had a keyboard style, an older keyboard style on it that I prefer over the newer one that they put into them. So this video is just basically showing how I cleaned up the keyboard and how I cleaned up the case and put it all together and just made a nicer machine for the studio. So here we go. So here is the VIC-20 keyboard I want to use. This is an original generation VIC-20 keyboard. They borrowed from the Commodore PET to make this one. Anyway, before I put it in to the newer looking case, you can see this thing's just filthy. So I want to clean it up before I put it into the nicer, newer case with a working motherboard. But I'm going to use vinegar with microfiber cloth. These things work really good together. I've tried other things, recommended things to clean, and none of that stuff ever cleaned keyboards really well. To me, vinegar is still the best thing to clean. So I will work on cleaning this up, and then I will show you the results. See, this keyboard is dirty and filthy. I'm not joking. Like, check that out. That's years of a lot of typing and a lot of whatever. What I do typically is I line the keys up on the way they are on the keyboard, so it's easier to put them back on individually. So clean the main board off first, the keyboard backing part. Clean that first. If you're going to do anything, don't blow this off in the house. Go outside, brush it off with like a paintbrush or something, because you really don't want to be inhaling this kind of dust. So, and then, yeah, all the keys here, and I'll wipe those down individually as well before I put them back on. Just to give you an idea, so spacebar and top row keys all been cleaned, and the function keys have all been cleaned now, as well as the main board. Just so you can see, I'm talking about clean, and this is what I mean by dirty. Yeah, that's just off the keys and the main board. Just from what I've done now, that's already dirtied up the cloth that much. Continuing. Okay, so I am now done with the cleaning, as you can see. Much better. Much better. And you can see all the keys are nice, shiny, clean. You know, something that I'd actually want to type on versus the dust bunny that it was before that with all the grunge. So yeah, anyway, there's the cloth. It's a little dirty, yep. So anyway, this is now ready to go into the nicer, newer looking case. That's not newer, it's old. It's just in really good condition compared to the other one that I'm pulling the motherboard out of. Anyway, on to the case. So I've cleaned off the case that I want to use. So this is an early generation VIC-20 case. Very evident by that label. Anyway, it goes well with the keyboard, but I just plopped the keyboard in to show you what it kind of looks. It's not set in there right now. You can see it's not right, but the case was really in really good shape. Used the vinegar on it as well to get rid of some scuffs and stuff, and it came out beautifully. So yeah, now we're ready to get everything back together with the motherboard. So next. So the case I am replacing is this one. So I've been using it, but you can see there's some school had this VIC-20 before. So there's yellowing, you can see there's yellowing and stuff like that on it. And also the scripting. So anyway, you can see that's the newer keyboard layout, or keys anyway. And this is the old one, so this is what I'm replacing it with again. So anyway, I'm going to change up the motherboard and then that'll be done, and I'll show you that after. Okay, so here we go. This is completed. It's all together. You can see case with everything. It looks way better. And it's all up and running. Of course, I'm using an LCD screen. It's a lot easier on your eyes and less noise as well for audio and stuff like that. So yeah, just works really nice. Anyway, there it is. That is restored.